Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are back with Bad Boys Ride or Die. We all know it should have been called Bad Boys for Life. Let's dive in. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Movie Dive. Today we are diving into Bad Boys Ride or Die. Before we do, please do not forget to subscribe to the Movie Dive. We're going to be giving away a free $50 gift card to every 100 subscribers. Only one winner per month. So when it comes to the Bad Boys franchise, I feel like the first two films that were directed by Michael Bay were such Michael Bayism type films. This is where he kicked in the door with his amazing action, cars flipping over bridges, big budget film. But the story definitely lacked. It was more of these characters of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence going after just plain old villain drug dealers. So once Bad Boy 3 came to life, it was obvious that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence were a lot older, so they decided to play a much more mature role. So they decided to lessen the crazier Michael Bayisms and add in a little bit more story. In my opinion, the third movie had a story that actually intrigued you into going after what Mike and Marcus were going to achieve. Now with Bad Boys 4, I didn't know what to expect. I was just going into it hoping for something fun. I know Will Smith a few years ago slapped someone on stage, but it's time to get past that, so I didn't really care about that factor either. Now when it comes to Bad Boys Ride or Die, I did find the first half of the movie a little bit cringy. It just did not intrigue me very much. The action wasn't doing it for me. I found Martin Lawrence to be actually quite annoying with a lot of his jokes. I was worried this was going to be a film I overall hated. Now, for some reason, in the middle of this movie, it did kind of a switch to quite a bit of fun. There's a scene in the middle of the movie with a side character that was quite hilarious, and they played off some old jokes and used that to really surprise the audience. Some of the editing in this film can be a bit jarring. It is all over the place. There's some camera angles that are pretty unique. However, it can make you a little bit dizzy. There's some behind the scenes. The camera's hooked up to Will Smith while he's pointing a gun in a first-person shooter mode. Although it's a creative, cool idea, I'm not sure if it really resonates on film. I do want to put the stupid story points to the side because it is a Bad Boys movie. We're in Bad Boys 4, they do the same Fast and Furious story point of an old villain who did some awful things to these characters, comes back in this film and becomes a good guy, and they all become a good band of brothers helping each other out. We're supposed to like that person even though they've killed some important people in this franchise. I do put that stuff aside as I do think the climax of this movie, the last act, was a lot of fun. It was a really cool action scene. And honestly, for it being the fourth Bad Boys film, it is pretty surprising how entertaining they can make it. These movies are not fully my cup of tea. A lot of the jokes don't land or resonate with me, but I do have fun watching Will Smith and Martin Lawrence together. The story can be pretty stupid, so if there's not a cool action scene going on, I can get a little bit bored, but that's why towards the end I seem to have a lot more fun with it than the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and give Bad Boys Ride or Die a 62 out of 100. Have you guys seen it? Please let me know. Comment down below, and we will see you next time on The Movie Dive.